Today we are doing shorebirds and it starts off shorebirds and it goes through Cormorant is the questions you'll answer today. You will find that, of course, under your classwork, the reading and the questions are at the bottom. And then at the very end, I think, is 2 pictures of shorebirds that needs to be colored. And that is due on next Wednesday. Okay? All right. Here we go. Move up so you can see. I like it. All right. I like the fact that you checked the desk out before you moved up to make sure there wasn't anything growing on it or in it or anything. You never know around here, you know? All right. Shorebirds. Birds are animals with backbones. That means they're vertebrates. Okay, they have to have backbones. They are homothermic. That means they are warm-blooded. Okay, that means they are warm-blooded. They possess wings and feathers. And the feathers, more than anything else, defines the bird. Okay, you don't find rabbits with feathers. You don't find a cow with feathers, okay? It's birds. When you think of birds, that's just feathers, okay? Feathers are made up of keratin, which is the exact same substance that human fingernails, toenails, and reptile scales are made out of.
No, it's not.
Okay?
Wait 1 second. Can you come back there?
I'm sorry, what do you mean, no, it's not? Yes, it is. They're made of the same thing. I didn't say your fingernails was reptile scales. I'm sorry, but do not question that. You are wrong.
Because literally it can be
You
made
are.
of the same chemical buildup, but be completely different.
Thank you. Okay?
Actually, fingernails.
Okay, and when they're talking about the feather, they're talking about the stem.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, maybe if you wait till you get the information before you start your mouth up. No! Watch yourself. Okay? Watch yourself. That is very disrespectful, and I'm not going to put up with that. Is that understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay, like skimmers. The skimmer catches its food by flying just above the water with its lower bill cutting the surface. And when this bird hits an object with its beak, its upper jaw snaps down and grabs hold of it. If it's a fish, then the bird obviously feeds. If it's a stick or something like that, it lets it go. Why it feeds more often in the early evening and at night. Okay, it can also be seen feeding during the day. Okay, but most time, if I've ever seen them, it's usually late in the evening, about sunsets when they actually will feed. That I see them.
I think I've seen
Okay, fish, shrimp, and other crustaceans on the water surface are eaten. So it doesn't dive down. It actually, when it talks about it skims, it skims. We're going to watch a video of him eating. He is just skimming the surface. That's what he does. Okay? Run it up just a little bit. The other way. There we go. A contrasting black top side. You see that black top side? Okay? And then he has the white underneath. Okay? He's got this red bill with a black tip. Okay? His legs are red. Okay, you see that. And he is a ground nester. Okay, anybody know what that means?
He lays his nest in the ground.
Yeah, he makes his nest in the ground. Okay, he makes his nest in the ground. A skimmer nest consists of a simple bowl shaped hollowed out in the sand. Probably back around the secondary dunes a little bit. He's not going to be right down on the beach.
Yeah, because then the wave would get it.
Exactly. The waves are getting, people would mess with it. So he's not going to be right down there like that, okay? The eggs are tan, usually has dark splotches on them, and the adult bird will often infringe injury if the nest is disturbed. If you start getting close, I can remember, I've never done it with these guys, But when I was a kid, I can remember Bob White. Bob Whites are also ground nesters. And I was walking out through a field on the farm, and this Bob White starts flopping all around. And of course, being 11 years old, 12 years old, whatever I was, I went after it, and it flopped farther away, and I went after it. And then it flopped farther away, and I went after it. It did that about 4 or 5 times. And then as I got closer, it just took off. There was nothing wrong with it. What it was doing was, I was getting close to its nest. And the mama bird was leading me away from that nest is what she was doing.
She got you.
Okay? She got me. Okay? And I wouldn't mess with the nest anyhow, but she didn't know that. Okay? All right. Next.
Now it's time for the brown pelican.
All right, brown pelicans. This is one of my favorite birds. I love the pelicans. I love to watch them fly. I love to watch them eat. All of that. Brown pelicans are huge birds. They have a wingspan of 6 to 7 feet. But they are very light for their size. They reach a maximum weight of about 7 to 8 pounds. Okay, that's really not all that heavy, considering the size of that bird. Okay, not that heavy. A pelican's beak is long and solid. Its feet are large and webbed. It has webbed feet because it's actually a water bird. Okay. The mature bird has a gray-brown body with a distinct white head. Okay, this is when they're mature. The immature bird is a dull brown above and lighter below. The head is not white. You will find that most birds like that, as they mature, the coloring comes in. When you guys get to go to the aquarium at Fort Fisher next year, hopefully they still have, they got a bald eagle in there. They got him when he was really young. He was actually hit by a truck. He was swooping down across the road and he got hit by a truck. But they rescued him, but his wing is messed up, so he can't fly. So he couldn't have survived in the wild. And I don't know how Fort Fisher Aquarium got hold of him, but they do. But when they first got him, he was all brown. Okay, and he would sit with his back to people. He was very shy. He's now about 7 years old, probably, and he has the full white head, and he will sit now in all of his glory and let you look at him. But he's grown accustomed to people. They got him in a little place. He's purchased and they feed him and all that.
Wings?
No, he can't fly. He can't fly. He'll
Can he
he'll
glide?
need one.
Like if you were to jump off like a tree, could he like glide
No,
down?
No, he can't. One wing is broke. It couldn't be rehabilitated. Okay. So brown pelicans inhabit only coastal areas. They feed exclusively on live marine fish. Okay, they're not scavengers. They eat live fish. Okay. Feeding pelicans are a wonder to observe. They fly above the water at a height of 50 feet. That's about 5 stories. They may flap their wings or just glide along looking for a fish right below the surface. And then suddenly they will tuck their wings. And we're going to watch a video of that too, because they do, but they tuck those great big things right in behind them. And they dive sharply for the water. Okay, run it up, down, whatever it is that you do. Okay. Diving pelicans hits the surface with that big bill first. Okay? And they'll kind of flop over when they hit. And what they do is they stun the fish. They come down and stun it.
Like
And then they eat. Okay? It's really pretty cool. Often making a splash. As they go beneath the surface, this is really cool. They've got this large pouch that's underneath the beak. Okay, the throat area, okay. This thing, hold up, whoa. Okay, they go beneath the surface, this large pouch in the bottom beak, and the throat area expands, sucking in as much as 2.5 gallons of water. Okay, if you ever picked up a gallon jug of water, or milk or something, that's a lot. 2.5 of those, okay? That's a lot for him to have in that big old expansion, okay? So, but then he has designed, God designed this thing, that when he shuts his mouth, he's got these slits, and the water comes out, and the fish stays in. Okay? If the fish remains, then the pelican sits on the water and gulps down its catch. If unsuccessful, the bird will take off and begin again. And when they take off, they kind of hop across the top of the water, flapping those big wings until they get enough oomph to get out there.
When you start a bike, you start kind of slow,
Yeah, something like that.
or when you start going faster.
It's let's see. Now, here's the deal. These things have air sacs that are located under their skin that cushions the bird when it hits the water from that high up. I mean, 50 feet is a pretty good ways up. So it protects it, it cushions it, plus it also helps bring him back up to the surface quickly. Okay? It'll bring him back up to the surface because he's got air sacs.
Wait,
Kinda
can
like
he
the-
empty them or breathe?
No, he doesn't empty them on me. He's got them. He's just got built-in air sacs. Pretty cool. All right, now then, the cormorant, or cormorant. The double-crested cormorant is found on estuaries and sound water, like terns and ospreys. He eats live fish, nothing else. Unlike terns and ospreys, which dives from the air to feed, this guy actually dives from the surface of the water. So he flies out, he lands in the water, and he sits and he looks down, and when he sees something that he thinks he would like to eat, he dives under and swims after it. Okay? I mean, he actually is holding his breath and swimming all over and checking up under rocks and everything else for fish. Okay? It's pretty. Now, he does not have, like most birds have waterproof feathers and all this, right? He does not. So he doesn't have the waterproofing. He doesn't have the air sacs. He doesn't have all that stuff. So he's less buoyant. He can dive under and stay under. Okay?
It's like with you in a life vest.
Kind of. Okay, so he is well adapted for this feeding behavior. Again, webbed feet. He's a water bird. Less buoyant body. Most water birds have waterproof feathers, and air is trapped beneath the feathers. Okay, the cormorant feathers are not waterproof, so air is not trapped under the feathers, and as a result, he can dive more easily. But at the same time, he gets soaking wet, so periodically he has to come out and go over either to the shore or to a dock or something, and he will stand there and spread his wings. He'll face the sun and spread his wings out to get dried out.
That looks so cool.
Okay? So he has to dry out. He can't just shake it off or whatever.
After he gets all the water, his wings are really heavy.
Oh yeah, his wings would be incredibly heavy. He wouldn't be able to fly very well, would he?
10 pounds each.
Yeah, exactly. Okay? All right. Bye.